All right. So,
I'm ready.
all right, good. So, please wait till I see your face.
Oh,
Oh, you're too funny. I love your hair, by the way. Just FYI,
thank
I like
you.
that style on you. So,
Thank you.
all right, you ready?
Ready.
Okay. Please note that a complimentary recording of the session is being made and will be available to you via email by the following Monday, though there is no guarantee of a successful and clear recording. It is my intention to send information that may benefit you. Please understand information given is subject to my interpretation and is a personal opinion. To gain the most from your session, I ask that you remain open and receptive even if you disagree or dislike aspects of the reading. It is my job to stay objective, unbiased, and be direct and honest with what I sense. I cannot make assurances or guarantees of any kind, and am not liable for how you are impacted and wish to proceed with your choices. Events, circumstances, and timeframes may occur differently than predicted. Also understand that I'm not a licensed medical doctor, counselor, attorney, or law enforcement official. For legal medical advice or treatment, please consult a licensed professional. And lastly, if you do not connect with the reading within the first 10 minutes, then politely let me know. The session will end and I will process a full refund within 3 to 5 business days. Do you understand and agree?
Agree.
All right, so the way that I conduct my psychic readings is I spend some time before all of my appointments and I meditate and tune into your energy. And as I do that, I try to focus in on the four major areas of your life: your health and wellness, your finances, your career and work, and your relationships. Whatever thoughts, feelings, ideas, or perceptions that I have, I write them down. I try not to question them. I only try to understand and describe what I get. Sometimes it's bits and pieces, sometimes I get full blown scenarios. Whenever I tune into health, be aware that if you are dealing with someone in your life who is going through a lot of serious health issues, sometimes their health stuff may actually seep into your my analysis of your health situation because you're kind of caring about their situation. So, but I do try to intend to focus on your health situation completely. So we're going to go ahead and go over these four major areas. Once I am done, you can ask me whatever specific questions you have, and then that's it.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, great. So let's start with the area of health and wellness. When I was tuning into the area of health and wellness, the first place I went to was the upper back and shoulder area. And I feel that there's a lot of strain and tension up there. Several different reasons. I feel part of it is stress. I feel part of it has to do with posture and weight distribution. I know some women who are top heavy, that puts a lot of strain and pressure on them. So I'm assuming you are. I can't see your breast, but that's okay. I'm assuming that. Oh, there you go. Okay. Well, congratulations. So very good. So that tends to put a lot of pressure on the upper back area. So that's one. Now, I also felt that you probably were going to be going to the dentist, and I felt like you were going to be going twice because there's something in the upper part of the mouth, yeah, that seems to be like needing work. And I almost feel like you might go once and it doesn't really get taken care of that first time, so you might go again. So just be aware of that. I also felt that you do need to keep an eye on your blood pressure because I feel like the blood flow to your heart may not be ideal or optimal, and over time you might develop some more issues. So you got to keep an eye on that. But also, your blood pressure spikes, which means either you get upset or you get angry, or it just start and you go ah. So that causes your blood pressure to do that. Okay, let's see.
Okay.
Let's see. Waiting for your connection. Your connection got there. You go. Okay. Yeah. Another thing was I did also want you to keep an eye on your blood sugar because I did feel blood sugar was a little off. I feel this might be something that runs in the family, but I feel that may also be
Mm-hmm.
connected to the thyroid because I did feel your thyroid having some issues or acting up from time to time. Um,
Okay.
I also felt pressure in the lower back area, which is another area, and that has to do with the vertebrae. And I feel like there's just pressure or tension on the vertebrae, and I feel that that's something that over time it's just going to continue to bug you. So you might want to invest in like a special butt pillow, so that way you can allow the lower part of your spine to sit in it, and it gives it some relief or pressure from the pressure. That may also cause some issues with the sciatic nerve, which is the nerve that runs down your thighs or in the back of your thighs. So you may start to feel sensations with the nerve that runs down your leg or legs. So be aware of that as well.
Okay.
Aside from that, I wasn't seeing anything else with your health. So I think you're actually okay. Just keep an eye on your blood pressure. That's the major thing I think you need to keep an eye on. So let's go over to finances. When I tuned into your financial situation, I did feel there was a little bit of a dip for the next 2 months. So I feel for the next 2 months, you've just got a lot on your plate and you're just trying to do too much. And this might be causing your finances to dip a little bit. But then right around May, I feel there's an improvement with your finances where there's either more money available to you at that time or you have access to certain funds or source of income at that time. I also see you having at least two sources of income this year. One feels to be earned income, which would be from like a work or a job situation. Another feels to be from an official source. Now, whenever I see the government seal in my mind and I see official source, it could be anything that's got like an official tie to it, like Social Security, unemployment, disability, child support, 401k, pension, something like that. So there may be another source of income for you that comes in that's got that official source or tie into it as well. I also feel that you may try to invest in a venture or side work option, possibly a business by the end of this year. This may not be planned out properly, and I'm going to tell you more about that in career and work, but this may not be planned out properly, so it may require more financial investment than what is realized at the time, meaning that whatever you try to put into it financially at the end of the year may not be the only time you have to invest in this option, and you might have to do a little more with it as time goes on. I also see some changes and adjustments regarding your living or home situation by late fall. And this might actually involve or include another location because I kept seeing two different living situations or locations and you kind of going back and forth between the two. So I don't know if you'd be traveling between one home situation and another, or if there's another piece of property or a location or thing that you're going to be managing or having to deal with during the second part or the late fall part of this year. Um, Now, there may be travel to Florida or Mexico within the year. And the reason why is because I kept seeing my trip to Florida and seeing the water, but then I also kept seeing my trip to Cancun and seeing the water. So I definitely felt you would be going to some tropical like place like that. I'm thinking it's Florida or Mexico and could possibly even be a cruise. So I feel within the year you might be going on something like this, okay? So that's what I was seeing
Okay.
for that's what I was seeing for finances. Financially, I didn't think you were bad. I didn't think you were great, but I actually thought you were okay. And I think as the year progresses, you might do a little bit better, but just got to be careful with the way you spend your money towards the end of the year. Hey, it's the holidays, so most people do spend more money at that time. But also, that venture may actually cost you more than you expect. So just be aware. Okay,
Okay.
career and work. So when I tuned into your career and work situation, I feel that your current work options or situation may not be something you settled into, but may be something you settled into, may not completely be your passion. Meaning that you're doing it because it's either paying the bills or it's working for
Right.
you, but it's not your passion. And I feel you may add in other options or switch over to other opportunities by the end of this year or early next year. Just because you kind of want to switch it up or you want to be able to like do more. And I feel like it's weird because it's like you want to do more or you want to take on more, but I don't think you're still pursuing your passion. I just feel like you're trying to add more to your plate just because it gives you a change up and it allows you to do some more things. You would still be using your current skills, but also in an indirect way, possibly in a consultant fashion. Meaning that, let's say,
I lost connection.
oh, hold on, I'll wait for you. You there? You good? Can you hear me now?
I'm here. I can
Okay.
hear you.
Okay, good, good. Now, did you hear me say the last thing about you using your skills and consultant fashion?
No. Okay, go ahead.
Okay,
I
so
didn't hear that part.
let me repeat it because I want to make sure you get that. Okay. So work and career. So I feel that your current work options or situation may be something you settled into, but may not completely be your passion. So I don't think you're doing your passion. I feel like you're just doing work that is, that works for you, but it's not what you really want to do in your life. Now, I do see you adding more to it, meaning that I do see you taking on more responsibilities, even though it's not your passion. You still are taking on more responsibilities and doing more work, but I feel that there's something that you may try to switch over to or include another opportunity for yourself by the end of this year or early 2018. You would still be using your current skill. Let's see. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. You would still be using your current skills, but also in an indirect way. And this would be kind of in a consultant fashion. Here's an example. Let's say you were a teacher. Hypothetically, let's say you were a teacher and you were going to be helping somebody understand some things about education. So you would be offering all your ability to help them with that, but it's not necessarily you teaching. So it's something like you being able to help with what you currently do, but in a consultant fashion, not necessarily doing the hands-on yourself.
Okay.
Okay. I also see a lot of coordination and event work because I kept seeing festivals, galas, conferences, and things of that nature. So I feel that you are going to become very much involved in events or in things where there's going to be a lot of people who are coming together to specifically participate in certain types of activities. And I think that you're going to become very involved in this. So it would not surprise me if you end up taking on a lot of coordination or event related work in the coming couple of years. Okay.
Okay.
There's also a type of certification that may come up for you around July or August. So I feel like there's
Okay.
something at that time you're going to be doing that is going to help you take yourself to the next level. You may be
Okay.
asked, so, okay, good. So you may be asked to participate in activities through professional or work options that have a nonprofit feel to them, meaning that this may not be a full-time thing, just something that you do on the side. There is also, again, a school or education feeling connected to this. So I don't know if you're going to be doing something on the side where you're going to be helping to teach certain people, train certain people, prep people for specific things, but I feel there's something on the side you're going to do that feels like a nonprofit. I mean, it's not something you would be earning money through. It's just something you would be volunteering or participating in that
Okay.
is going to be good for you, whether it looks good on your resume or whether it looks good for your skills, but it's just going to be good for you. And I feel this comes up within the next year and a half.
Okay.
I also feel you may be doing two things at the same time by next summer. So by next summer, 2018, you might be doing either two projects, two jobs, or two separate things at the same time. I do feel you having a lot of things on your plate. You may have to get pickier about the work you're gonna be doing, gonna be taking on, and just say no to the things that just don't serve you. Meaning you have better boundaries. So there's certain jobs or certain things in work that you're gonna be saying no to, or you're gonna need to say no to, because you might have a problem saying no, and you might just say yes to everybody and always trying to like please people or make people happy. And I think that you're gonna have to get pickier about the things you're gonna really do, especially next summer, because you're gonna be doing too many things.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what I was seeing for career and work. So let's talk about relationship. So when I tuned into relationships, what I was seeing in my mind is I kept seeing Beyonce and Destiny's Child. So she don't need Destiny's Child. She can go out on her own and she can do her own thing, but she can always fall back on that if something ever happened. Just because they would still take her, they would still. So I kept seeing I kept seeing the situation where you could technically be on your own or do your own thing, but there's this fallback position that you have where it's there for you. So I do see or feel that there's an individual who is or you have been in who's that fallback position. They seem to be there even though the connection may not be as solid as you would prefer, and is the focus at the moment. So I do feel this person is still in the picture or is part of your life, but I don't feel like that's the primary focus for you. I feel like you've got other things that you're more focused on, but I call that the fallback position, meaning that you could always lean on them or fall back on them.
Okay.
There may also be a repetitive pattern of trying to become more bonded, meaning that you do try to get closer or you do try to form a closer bond, but circumstances or the individual's outside situation, meaning stuff that's going on in their lives outside of the relationship or the connection, may either mess with plans or prevent them from being able to come closer because they got so much other things to focus on, or they're just their priorities aren't right. So they might have some issues with their priorities. I also feel that plans and goals made may not come to fruition as expected, and revisions may need to be made. So any kind of plans or attempted any kind of coming together or plans you may have with this person may have to be changed because of circumstances, especially by summertime. So I feel around that time things are just going to have to be changed up, and what you were expecting to be doing at the time, especially with this connection, may not be coming about the way you planned. There may be more than one option that is available for you within the year. Possibly simultaneously. So you might actually have other people or individuals who are interested in you who may actually try to connect with you, and you may have to decide or make choices about who you're going to be spending your time with. And I still think the focus is going to be on the individual that I've been describing because I think that has an effect on you. So that's what I was seeing as far as relationship is concerned. What questions do you have?
Okay. They're actually in my text message.
Oh, okay.
And I was getting ready to write them down, and
Yeah.
then you called. So hold on one
Go
second,
ahead.
okay?
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I'm ready.
All right.
So I'm gonna go to my questions and then I'll go back to what you said.
Okay.
Okay. So my question was that I had written down was any major changing um do you see any major changing in my life and in what area? If
Yes,
that makes any
the
sense.
most amount of change I think for you is going to be working career. I
Okay.
think that's what's changing because I think you're not satisfied and you want something
Right.
more. And I think life is going to hand you ways of pursuing that, but you're going to have to get more. You're going to have to put more energy into it. And I don't think you realize how much until that actually the opportunities come up.
Okay. Because that's one thing that I had lost my job in
Mm-hmm.
the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just took this job that I'm doing now.
Yeah.
because it, pays the bills. But I really want to get, like, I love doing what I do, which is payroll.
Yeah.
But I want to do like more of the management
Yeah.
type thing. And so, and it's funny that you say something about the certification, is because one thing that's been, when I've been talking with like recruiters and stuff, it's been, oh, you don't have your CPP certification. I have my bachelor's degree,
Yeah.
and I have 15 years of payroll experience.
Yeah.
But they want the certification. I actually bought a study book this morning.
Yeah. Good.
And downloaded, because I took the test before, but I missed it by like 2 points.
Yeah.
So I was just like, whatever at that time. And now I'm like, I really need to pass this test.
Yes.
Because at the point that I'm at now is like, I'm not accepting anything just because.
Mediocre.
I
Yeah.
mean, I know I have to have a job in order to pay my bills.
Yeah.
So I'm, that's what I have done. But for the main part, like, a lady called me Friday, and was like, oh, I have this job paying this amount of money. I was like, no, it's no point.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm going backwards and I'm not going forward.
Yeah.
Is to say. So.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is. But, so that's funny that you say about the certification, because I was like, well, if I take the test, because the next test that's here in Houston will be in April.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that might be too soon. So then the next test in San Antonio is actually in July.
There you
go. I was like, you know what? I'll study from here on out till July.
Yeah.
Sign up for the test and go take it in July.
So
that's really good.
Here's what's interesting. So remember that I said you were going to be involved in like a lot of coordination and event work. So the reason why I was saying that is because I know someone who is a facilities operations and manager and coordinator for the Toyota Center. Yeah. And so I was remembering her and what she does, the work that she does, and she does do payroll-like things as well because she's involved in so many different things. And that's why, they have events and so forth. So I was seeing that, and that's what I was seeing when I tuned into you and saw what you were doing. So I feel that the work you're going to get involved in is not just payroll, but there's a lot of coordination like work, and I feel it's going to be some sort of a facility or a venue, and you're going to be doing a lot of work in coordinating events and I keep seeing the Georgia Brown, so I kept feeling like there's something going on there, something around that that is going to be something you get involved in. So
okay, and then another thing, I've been applying for jobs outside of Houston, because since I want to do like management, there's not a really lot of people that's hiring for management here. So like I've been applying for like in San Antonio, Austin, something like that. But I kind of want to apply out the state.
You are.
Then
I feel
my parents are here, and it's just like, they older. Me having to jump on a plane if something happens.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of it that's like kind of holding me back. And my husband's like, he asked me, he was like, well, you ever thought about doing something out of town? And I'm like,
So yes, to answer your question, I do feel you are going to get involved in something out of town. Again, that may be why I'm seeing travel and the cruises. You might. Oh, that makes more sense to me. Okay, so remember what I said? Coordinating events, galas, conferences, whatever.
Right.
I just saw a cruise ship, so it would not surprise me if you end up getting an opportunity in a place like Florida or possibly even Galveston, because I know they do cruises out of Galveston with a travel organization, but more of an events coordinator, payroll, that kind of stuff. Because I feel like that's why I may be seeing that travel to Florida. I kept seeing those cruise ships. So there may be something there that's lining up, and I'm not seeing the full picture. But I feel like that's where you should try to focus some of your attention on is travel companies like cruise ships or these cruise lines or whatever, because there may be an opportunity there. Which is why I kept seeing that Florida cruise line thing. So try Galveston, try Florida. But yes, I do see you spending time in another state because of work, but I'm not sure you're living in another state. So you may travel for work-related reasons, but not necessarily move.
Okay. And then another question I had was, what do I need to do like right now to get into a good space because I just feel like I'm all over the place, or I'm trying to like figure it out, like exactly what it is that I need to do.
Say no to people. That's what you need to do. So,
I've been working on that.
So you need to keep working on it, but working means yes, And then thinking no, that's not working on it. Working on it means, no, I'm sorry, but I can't take that on right now. That's what working on it means. So that's what you need to do. I think that you, like I said, really try to help other people and be there for other
You are
people.
frozen.
Let's see.
I'm good.
Okay, so what I
I
was
don't know
saying,
if you good though.
I'm good. I can hear you. I can hear you just fine. Okay, so what I was saying was,
Okay.
okay, so what I was saying was that I think that you need to say no and not just thinking in your head when you're saying yes, like yes, and then thinking no. You actually need to say no. Okay, that's what you need to. That's working on it because I think you're still saying yes, but thinking no. That's one thing. Another thing is I think you like to take care of people. I think you like to be there for people, and I think that is really affecting your ability to only focus on you. So you're gonna have to say no to other people and not take on so much because that is where your scattered energy is at. You're doing too many things for too many people, trying to keep up with everything, and you're not staying focused on what your goal is. And back when I was trying to build my business, I really had to say no to a lot of things, and my partner didn't get a lot of time with me. My family hardly saw me, and I was working a full-time job at Starbucks, and I was doing this after hours. So I was doing a lot, and I was exhausted, but I had to make that the priority. So if you really want to move forward in your goals and career, you need to make that a priority.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Got you. Got you. Got you.
And you need to
Um.
change that battery in that fire alarm because that's because that's life telling you that you're not paying attention to the most important things and you're focusing on other
I
things.
have told my husband to change that
Why
battery
does he need to
so
do
many
it? Why does
times.
he need to
I'm
change it? Why
telling you,
get
he
yourself
don't
a
listen.
get yourself a nice ladder and then get up there and just switch it out.
I tell my husband to do that. He don't listen.
Okay. All right. What other questions you got?
Um. Do you see me winning the lottery? You got some good numbers for
No,
me.
baby, no. Mm-mm. If I
I
get
figured I'd
yeah
try.
if I get some numbers, you will be the last person to know what those numbers are. I'll tell you that.
Too funny. Too funny. Too funny. Oh, you know what? Did I have? Oh, my last question. Well, you
Hmm.
kind of answered it. Because my last question was, do you see me like being an entrepreneur in the near future, and what would it be?
Yeah.
That's what it was. But you kind of answered that already for me.
Yeah,
So
that's that option for you to like start a business or do something at the very end of the year. I also
okay,
feel that the potential for that to partner up with somebody and do that is there as well, but I don't see you planning it out properly and just kind of going into it. And because you just kind of go into it, you might end up spending money on it and then not be really ready for all the work it's going to take. So I think that you kind of need to make sure you
okay,
stay focused. If you're going to do something towards the end of the year, I think that that's you need to plan properly. Um,
okay,
I also feel that it would be some sort of I also feel that it would be some sort of assisting or concierge service that you'd be trying to think about doing towards the end of the year as well. Meaning that you know how sometimes people act as personal assistants for others, or they offer like concierge services, or they like an errand runner. So it's almost like they do stuff
uh
for other
huh.
people. It's something like that that somebody else may try to get you into at the end of the year. But I don't feel like it's really going to be worth it at that time for you, just because you've got other things you're trying to focus on.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, awesome.
All right, my dear. Well, it was an absolute pleasure reading for you. I wish you the very best. Please take care of yourself. And in a day or two, you are
What?
going to go ahead. What was that?
No, I was just going to say thank you. This was
Oh,
very interesting.
oh no, you're welcome.
I
And
say this was very interesting.
well, good. I'm glad you enjoyed your experience. I try to give people a good experience. So, in a day or two, and in a day or two, you are going to get an email. It's going to ask about your session. Any feedback or review you give would be greatly appreciated.
Okay.
All right, sweetheart. Well, you take care and you have a good day.
You too. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.